402-403-9478. It's Pat and JT, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Our fact checker for the show, Nick, is in here.
Hello.
Thank goodness.
Congratulations, newly engaged.
Let's talk
Nick.
about that. You can't just drop that bomb.
Humongous. I saw. Okay, first of all, flashback to 6 months ago. You saying like, hey, I'm going to be asking Emmy to marry me. I got all these huge plans. I completely forgot about it. And all of a sudden, I see the ice being paraded around on Facebook on Friday.
The ice, yes.
Congratulations.
I have to say, I got kind of a heads up Friday morning because he was like, it's going down today. And I'm like,
is that why you were all nervous and sweaty last week?
Yeah.
Disheveled
all
and just
leading up to
nervous,
it.
diarrhea.
Yes. Yeah. On Monday of last week, so her birthday was on Friday, and she's a big birthday person. So I asked on her birthday. And all last week things were just up in the air of like the location, the ring. The jeweler was like, "Oh, I hit him up on Monday because he said it would be done last week." So I call him and ask when it's going to be done, and he's like, "Oh, it's for sure going to be this week or next week." I was like, "Oh, well, yeah, I've invited 60 people to an engagement party on Friday, so it would be really nice if it was this week." And then
didn't he say the week before? Didn't he say the same thing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
like,
this week or next
dude,
week. I was like,
a lot hinging on this.
Yes. And I made a movie to propose to Emmy, and we went to the movie theater, and then the movie played.
What did she think she was going to see at the theater?
So I didn't
Fast and Furious 9.
Yes. I didn't mention that we were going to a movie theater until we were like, oh, let's walk in and just see what's playing.
Did she think just check online, dude? Did she not think
exactly?
Isn't there a marquee outside the theater?
So,
it didn't have anything on it?
It didn't. It said Theater
and the
4.
internet?
Theater 4. Okay.
Wow.
So, hey, there's a theater. Well, no, they were walking down the street.
I was like, oh, let's go.
But I would never walk down the street. Hey, let's go see what's playing. That I could look on my phone in 1 second without walking in the theater and see what's playing.
God forbid you walk 10 feet.
Right?
Exactly.
Seriously.
Exactly. It was the first time I've been in a theater for 2 years now.
Yeah.
Wow. Very, very special. But
so you walk in and it's dead empty.
And and then there were trailers playing to start with, and so she was kind of just settling in.
She's like, what did you hey, let's just see what shows up. What pops up on the screen. Right? She had to know something was up at that point.
Yeah, she knew something was up.
Okay. So what was the movie that you made?
Yeah, so it was so she is a musician. She's been on the show a couple times to talk about it. So it was part music video, and then I had a film buddy help me put this all together. Shout out Ryan Hovland with First Degree Films.
Nice.
Yes, and
cool.
And there was so her singing, and then an interview he did with me, and then she gets some modeling gigs, and we had a couple of shoots. So and Ryan came to that kind of undercover.
Very sneaky, very great way to get some stuff in on the slide.
Yes,
nice.
And like Pat said, I do remember mentioning this to you 6 months ago. I've been working on it forever. So
and I even thought actually even a couple weeks ago, I thought in my head, it must not be going well with those kids.
But they moved in.
But still, that doesn't mean anything. Maybe that made it even worse. But no, I'm glad it was just something on the back burner.
Yes, back burner
Good.
type of thing.
Sweet. Well, congrats. Have you guys planned a day yet?
Yeah. So again, she's a big birthday person. So her birthday next July 16th.
Nice.
So,
I got married on my birthday,
God.
so having that it's a good reminder.
Yeah,
for dudes.
less dates to remember.
100%.
Engaged, married, her birthday, all on the
That's
same.
awesome.
That's awesome.
Right? Don't ask the pessimist wet blanket in the room about doing that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Yes. At our party afterwards.
I'm just going to say. Okay, anyway.
At our party afterwards, I had a friend come up and say, you can't just get her one gift. It has to be a birthday celebration and an engagement.
I was going to ask you that if you got a present or if the engagement ring was considered the present.
Well, it was, in this case, it was considered the present, but she said for future, anniversary.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, it can't all be a birthday.
We get a one-time
be,
yes.
I mean, shoot, our birthdays are a week before Christmas.
Oh, yes.
And so grew up as a kid, I always got birthday presents wrapped in Christmas paper.
Yeah.
And vice versa. And it's oh, no. Somebody's getting off. Wait, you got off. Yeah, right? But yeah, the aunts and uncles, you'd get those wrapped in Christmas paper. And I'm like, no.
This is for Christmas, one present. This is for Christmas and
birthday.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, good luck with that. You can't have birthday and anniversary present.
Absolutely.
Well, congrats. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yes, very exciting.
Right?
Very exciting.
Oh, my gosh. Good deal. So get you up to date on what we've been talking about the last few episodes, but Ashland Stirrup Days was this weekend.
Yeah, did you go?
And so, no, Mom went. I wanted to go. They had a great turnout. They were doing some live stuff on Facebook, and I got to give them credit because they're really wrapping themselves around, as I told you, the alien theme that they had for Ashland Stirrup Days. Stirrup Days every year they have a
Syrup? What's
stirrup?
Stirrup.
Like to stir up trouble, stir up excitement, stir up.
Or not like stir up like a cowboy boot.
It had there was a little double entendre.
Like the double
it used to work that way
Okay.
because it used to be there was a rodeo and horse show that happened also the same weekend.
Okay.
And so there was the
Syrup days. It did kind of sound like syrup. Not knowing it did sound like syrup.
Syrup, yeah. So stirrup, yeah. There used to be that it worked because you had the big cattle show, you had the horse show, 4-H kids, you had all that stuff, a lot of agricultural stuff, and then the rodeo isn't anymore, and then the horse show is in June. I don't even know that they still do the Stirrup Days show anymore because it was a different show. But anyway, they theme it every year, obviously, like most small towns, right? And then you have giveaways and T-shirts. And I just showed you guys the T-shirt from this year's event, the Alien Invasion, that they've kind of wrapped around this. And then there was hints in the paper. Last week we checked the Ashland Gazette, and they were kind of hinting around, man, if this goes well, we might just have an alien thing every year and just separate from Stirrup, and just like start it. And I said they should, because look at Hastings and their Bigfoot convention. Mm-hmm. That brings thousands of people.
Psychic Andy was there over the week, this last week.
Yeah.
I'm new to this, too. I did not know there was a Bigfoot convention.
There's a Bigfoot. It started about 5 years ago, I think.
It's huge. It's really big.
You also have a friend named Psychic Andy?
Yes, we do. Andy
okay.
Myers. He's the reason I know about the aliens in Ashland now.
Okay.
Because I didn't even know. I grew up in Ashland, didn't even know this story.
It was Andy that told you about it?
Yes.
Really?
When he had his other psychic dads in here.
Yeah.
And they were talking about that.
Are you new here?
That's
Has Andy been in while I've been working?
No.
Okay. But I think that's been
the psychic dads. They have their own podcast.
Oh.
And they talk about paranormal stuff, and they love Sasquatch, and they love talking about the possibilities. And anyway, that's how the alien story was first presented to me, was through them. And I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? I grew up there. I never heard that story. Yeah, Officer Shermer, he saw the thing land, and there was abduction and this and whatever, all this stuff. And then he never told people. And then he finally did, and nobody believed him. And he got driven out of town because, like Mom said, the old timers don't talk about this, in town even. It's like you got all these young whippersnappers coming in and creating all kinds of a mess, and they said, this didn't happen here. This is baloney. And I'm like, wait, even after the release of all the documents last year by the government that says, we really can't say this doesn't happen.
Yeah, right. We have evidence that it does.
We have evidence that things have happened, right? And like many other airline pilots, people in the service, they just zip it because they know they'll be grounded if they say anything. And so he eventually, I guess, left town, and it's just sad, but somebody else picked up on the story. He wrote some stuff about it. He was there this weekend in book signing and on a panel, and they talked about that. I haven't gotten to find out how that went. Mom went to that yesterday afternoon, but I got to find that out. So anyway, I got the T-shirt. Mom did get me the T-shirt, so yay, I'm ready to go. But lo and behold, I'm sitting there talking to Mom and Dad. We were having breakfast yesterday and talking about this whole deal, and she had the T-shirt in the car. I got to get that to you. And she says, yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, Gene, how many people have stopped by wanting to get up to that place where, I'm like, wait, what? On our land.
It's on the land? Your
Yes.
land?
What?
You had no idea?
None.
Did they know before this?
Yes. They've had people stop by all the time.
Even like when you were little, they knew?
I guess. I don't know. They said that they I got to say, that land that they're on now, they didn't own that land when I was little, but they've been on that land. They've had that for
you could be a
30 years.
millionaire by now. You could have sold
why don't we
snow
have
globes.
a souvenir stand?
Are you kidding me?
Snow globes is what bad jumps do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And they said that so many people stop by, and they're always really nice, and they lock the gate, and they have to come through the gates and then drive up an access road in order to get to the location.
Oh my God. Revenue stream missed.
Right. All the I'm
So now did you go? Do you know where they're talking about on this land? Like
I
where?
know approximately where it is now.
Have you been there yet?
No, I haven't yet. I just found this out yesterday.
I think we need to make a road trip.
Exactly what I was going to say. Pat and JT on the road. We should
Yeah.
from
Do we
there.
need to have put out signals and towers and stuff up there or something? That's a landing point.
I mean,
don't know. It's
obviously.
It's up high on a hill.
Yes.
Like I always joked about when they talked about flooding Ashland and making it a reservoir. That would be have
What are they?
beachfront property.
You guys need. Okay,
That's where
so
their
you need to
property.
name that like Alien Point
Right?
or
Alien Point.
Alien Point.
Alien Point.
Probe Point.
Let's see if there's an alien point in Nebraska already.
If there's not an alien point in Nebraska, there needs to be.
So I'm blown away.
Blown the F away.
I couldn't believe this. How could I not know this? And the fact that they've had
And she just brought it up
people.
like you guys had talked about it a million times.
Yes.
Like, wait, what?
I was like, I did not
Like,
know
especially this, they could have, like, okay, Judy and Jean, listen. So you guys could have made T-shirt. You guys could have had, especially now during Stirrup Days, themed after that. You guys could have
They
made
could have
thousands of dollars.
some kind of a display of some sort
Yes.
up there and invited people to come up.
Yeah.
And
Hay
here's
rack
the
ride,
point,
maybe.
right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
we could have done that. We know people.
Holy
Yeah.
cow!
I'm
That's insane.
I just couldn't believe it.
So what do you know? So now you sitting here. What do you do with this information?
I don't know what to do with it right now. I'm going to have to dig deeper. I got to find out more about the whole story. I wish I would have met the author, but I will. Now I'm like opportunity missed.
So do we know what time of day this happened?
It was I think it was in the middle of the night.
Like, if we could find out kind of what time it was, it'd be fun to go up there at that time on the anniversary of that day and do a show live.
The weird thing is, I think it happened. It was in. If you look up on the date.
If you Google Alien Point, Nebraska, the first thing that comes up is a World Herald article talking about this. So Alien Point is Jill owns Alien Point.
You own
It's
Alien
termed
Point.
And
that's the name of today's podcast. Jill owns Alien
Jill
Point.
owns Alien.
Now you see where my curiosity must stem from, right?
Right.
That must be.
You didn't
there's
even
a connection.
realize it.
December 3rd, 1967 is when this happened.
It might be a little chilly. December 3rd to go out there.
Yeah.
So maybe we do it on the half anniversary, which would be what, like June 3rd?
I'm sure it's just as mystical. I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Isn't that crazy?
That's
That is
insane.
Nuts.
I had no idea. So I'm going to have to look into this.
Yeah.
So, do you think aliens like came just by happenstance, like they had to land someplace, so they landed there, or do you think there's a reason that brought them there?
Okay. So
Here we go. I think aliens are so smart. Let me just put this out there. They have so far advanced that they don't do anything accidentally unless there's like a crash. Like they were probably there for a reason.
I think that there have been. You consider the fact that there are now recognized crash sites where they collected some evidence and they haven't been able to reverse engineer the material as of yet. So they're kind of like not sure what the elements are and what to make what they have. And then you've got some of the video, the visuals, where you can't tell what the propulsion mechanism is. Why is this moving like that? And pilots are coming forward now, and Area 51 people who were sworn to secrecy or your family will die kind of things are coming forward now and talking about this. I think I mentioned this saying, but I know I've said it before, but there's an author, his last name is Clarke, Clarke, and I can't remember his first name right off, but the saying that he threw out there was, whether we are alone in the universe or not, both options are frightening. And so you think how vast the universe is, there's got to be something else out there, right?
Yeah.
And if there's not, that's just terrifying. How did this happen? But so then there's the thing about the pyramids, right? And who helped do the crop circles or the paintings like in Peru, like not paintings, but the rock that's been, you see all these hieroglyphics from way up high, but you can't see them on the ground. And it's like, well, who did these?
Like how did you have perspective back then to know what you were creating?
Yeah.
And so you have to think, have they been here all along?
But like all that
And
stuff's so
that's-
obvious. Like when we're sitting here, it's so obvious. Like it's like we're just bypassing it and be like, no, it doesn't exist because we don't understand it. It's so obvious that it does.
I know.
It's so obvious that it does. It has to.
But it's hard to wrap your mind around it because you've been told for so long that that's crazy talk.
Right.
But that's where the conspiracy theories come in that talk about the underwater or underground stations. That there's pictures of supposedly a craft coming out of the ocean that was taken by somebody in the service.
Yeah, and that's in the recent
Yes.
leaks, declassified information of like the ships and the like video of all of this stuff that was released recently. That is crazy to me. That's like the most proof I needed. I was like,
Right?
all right, this is
Something's
here.
And
Something's here.
the whole connection, the Antarctica connection, because there's also that, and I always say that's my favorite topic, is just all the stuff connected to that continent because it's so restricted and you can't go there. And that there's evidence that there's some kind of a base there. Of what it is, I don't know. But
We gotta send you there to find out.
you can't go there.
I know. We gotta figure out.
That's
how to
the
get you
weird
there.
part.
Can't you on a cruise or something? Or is
There's one little dock that you can like touch the very like the little toe of Antarctica, and you can go take a look around that little port, and that's
That's it,
about
yeah.
all you can see. All the rest of it
Yeah.
is off limits.
We got an email a text actually at 402-403-9478 from Emily. It says, love your show. Been listening to it for years. I've lived in Ashland since 2008. I just love hearing JT talk about the town. So fun. I was catching up on Friday's episode this morning, just a few minutes ago, from Ashland Stirrup Days, and I have to say, I think Alien Encounters is the best theme so far. The planners really went for it, and it turned out so great. I hope the Chamber of Commerce plans an annual Alien event. I loved hearing more about the 1967 event from the author, blah, blah, blah. She goes, here's and it's a picture of her son dressed as an alien,
yes!
and it says, here's my little alien looking at the camera. You got to be part of the coronation. He got to be part of the coronation this year.
So the coronation.
Anyways,
They crown a king and queen of the Stirrup Days.
Okay.
So he's
based on what? Just like a community
usually,
leader type of thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So he was carrying the king's cape, apparently.
That's awesome.
So that's pretty exciting. Yeah, and there was another one in here about Ashland as well. And it's got so many. Yeah.
Awesome.
I love Ashland. If I were to bet on a community's growth, I think Ashland's going to really take off.
That's
why you got to get in front of it with Alien
I know,
Point.
right?
You got to get in front of it with Alien Point,
or at least get a storefront on Main Street. So you can
something,
sell alien stuff.
right? Alien stuff, and then also once a day guided tours up to Alien Point.
Yeah.
You sit up there, you stand, you look, you get back in the car, you leave. $20.
I think Jill has her retirement.
100%.
That's it.
Yeah.
100%.
Is it not just perfect too that
Yes.
it's something to do with aliens?
Yes. Right? I mean, and on your land, of all land.
That is crazy. Of all land.
Of all land for the stupid aliens to be like, we're going to go to that one over there.
It's crazy. So
that's pretty exciting.
It is really exciting.
Yeah.
It's really great to hear from her about that too. I'm glad somebody that's living there right now. I'm glad that they are having fun with that. Because that's a neat story that should have been told a long time ago.
Yeah. I have the same feeling of like when COVID first hit and it totally shifted because I thought this would have never happened before. And then we're all at home and we're all shut down. And it totally like changed my whole perspective on like what we are. And I think there's a soon to be alien and like similar information of just like, this is completely different.
Because now it's on a lot of people's radar where it wasn't before. Mm-hmm. And then other people that already were thinking about it, now they're even more convinced. Right. So, and the thing that blows my mind is nobody in the news is talking about it. Nobody is talking about it.
It doesn't make any sense.
There was that 60 Minutes story. Did you see that?
I didn't see that. I'll have to look it up. I'm just like, where's the chatter about aliens?
Because we'd rather debate on whether the former president has his pants on backwards or not. Instead of, you know what I mean? Like, we'd rather see, are his Dockers on backwards?
And
no.
the aliens are going, oh, God.
Right. They're like, we are doing everything. We are going to Arkansas. We are butt-diddling everybody we can. We are probing as many people as possible. And these idiots are talking about 45's pants.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know.
It's a bad time to try and you can't follow kids, animals, and apparently 45.
Apparently,
you
just can't. If the aliens somehow got a message to you, whether it was a Twitter DM or whatever, and they said, "Meet us at Alien Point. We want to study you." Would you go? Would you go for society's sake? You would be like Elon Musk, but a girl.
Not even close.
Well, you'd be like an explorer kind of.
Explorer, Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you,
Columbus.
Columbus.
Okay.
Would you do that? If they came to you and all the say if you're not the only one that knew, the whole world knew, and you had the opportunity to find out, you could report back. They gave you the option to report back. Mm-hmm. Would you go?
How do you know you can trust them though?
That's a gut feeling.
I mean, it's not like they can sign documents. It doesn't matter. They're not.
No.
But they're not enforceable.
There's a way that it's not necessarily enforceable, but that you could trust them. Like you get it.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to meet them. But then again, I probably already have.
There it is.
There it is.
And
see, and that I know where you want to know, but that's where then also conspiracy theory. You have the whole thing about the reptilians. Have you heard all that?
I have followed that.
I think
that might be
that's like 102. We're in 101 right now.
I know.
I don't want to blow up.
Yeah,
We just blew up Nick's mind at the beginning of this episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
I followed the reptile people mainly just because it's pretty out there.
It's way out
It's
there.
out there.
It's way out there.
way out
But
there.
that's what people used to say about spaceships.
Yeah.
Just throwing that. And then have you ever watched Twilight Zone? Old Rod Serling Twilight Zone.
So I know it existed. I have never watched it. No.
It's the do 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 right, and that kind of stuff. There's alien themes that are in there that are now being like much more relevant. It's crazy. Like I'm just telling you, there's some really good episodes that are in there concerning aliens and aliens kind of controlling what's going on here, or having
wouldn't
something.
surprise me.
But it doesn't surprise me when I look at
surprise me
the
at all.
pyramids. Every continent has pyramids.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me at all. None of it surprises
Right?
me.
It's not like they could mail the instructions on how to do this.
Right.
And they all are built the same way.
Ant farm. We're an ant farm.
We're an ant
We're
farm.
an
right.
ant farm.
It wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me.
You just got to allow that to.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so if you can take that in, then you can go to the next step. But that's
Yeah.
where you end up with lizard people. I'm
Yeah.
just telling you.
It
be
also
careful.
I guess I can kind of look at it like it's a positive thing that you're an ant farm of just like it really prioritizes what matters in your life, as opposed to getting depressed of like, oh, like nothing matters. But it's like at the same
Yeah, that's a
time,
good
like
point.
like I'm not gonna get all stressed out about whatever politics or like the world things that stress me out sometimes. It's like it doesn't really matter.
Right.
Yeah.
I
I have a
know.
fiance.
Yeah,
You
that
do.
does. It's all that matters. You got a fiance.
You're living
good
with
friends,
her.
good family. Love
Yeah.
my coworkers.
Yeah.
See, and then why stress about everything else?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
know.
Exactly.
But yet, it's still fun to think about.
It is fun to think about. It is.
Yeah.
Where are you at with cryptozoology? So, which is a study of like Bigfoot and the Loch Ness monster.
Love that stuff.
I just don't think Bigfoot exists. I think that with the technology we have now and all the game cameras we have out there, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. I saw one actually this weekend on Facebook in the like suggested for you, like when you're swiping through. It was some news station that had a video of a supposedly Bigfoot walking
Right.
across the river. But again, it's a grainy video. It's like, dude, I can take a picture of a crater on the moon with my phone, but yet every video of
Yeah.
Bigfoot is grainy.
I
I don't
know.
think Bigfoot exists. I just don't.
I
And I know they find new fish all the time in the ocean, but like
That's where I was
Bigfoot's a
gonna go.
7-foot tall
Yeah.
furry guy walking on the dirt.
I mean, upright, right?
Upright, right.
Yeah.
Like it's hard for
So-
him to hide.
Obviously not. I'm going to say, because I think there's a possibility, because they still are, like you said, it's not just fish and small things that they're discovering. They're discovering, like they've discovered monkeys they didn't know exist. They've discovered, other critters that it's like, oh my God.
But
how
like
could it
monkeys
be?
on like an island in the middle of nowhere, and there's like this whole herd or whatever pod of monkeys.
Yeah.
But then in the middle of like
Yeah.
almost
Missouri.
downtown Seattle, we're supposed to have this
There was
gaggle
a-
of big, huge, tall guys.
There was a sighting, supposedly. So that's why it's in Nebraska, because there was a sighting along the Platte, and there's some areas in the along the Platte that are real remote, and that people don't go there. I don't know. I'm just same with Loch Ness monster. Loch Ness. You think about some of the things that they're discovering deep, deep, deep down in the sea when you see
Yeah.
those videos, and critters that don't have eyes because they don't need them down there because there's no light.
It's
Yeah.
messed up.
But they're translucent, and they discovered like this huge huge animal. I don't even know if it was a shark. I can't remember what kind of animal it was, but it's like there's stuff down there that we've never seen.
Right.
There's that's why it's
But it's
hard.
like video, but there weren't people like us fishermen that came up to the top like, oh, you guys never gonna see what I was doing down there. I got this video, and like, oh no, we're having people that are videoing tall, hairy guys walking across
Yeah.
the river, but yet we can't find them.
We can't find
Yeah.
them.
No way.
Or no dead.
Right. No,
Yeah.
what do they
Dead
do?
ones?
No
Yeah,
dead,
no dead
ones.
ones.
No
No.
bones.
Yeah.
And you would think Northwest they have a lot of them, and in Canada sightings.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, remote areas, because
Yeah,
it's a lot of forest.
mountains,
But I don't.
and just all the mountain area. Think of all the mountain area that no humans have ever been to.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what's up there?
I know.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm less of a Bigfoot and Loch Ness monster person.
But think about it, if they came out in the news and with evidence that every all of that stuff all existed, then what would we do? Like if we all like
well-
Sasquatch does exist, he lives, blah blah blah, and this does exist, it lives, blah blah blah. Aliens are here. Then we'd be like, well, okay, there's nothing more fun for us to try to figure out.
Well, there's still dinosaurs, because I think there's still some mystery around dinosaurs and being able to find a complete skeleton of some of these
Oh
dinosaurs.
no, do you believe there were not dinosaurs?
I do believe there were dinosaurs.
Okay.
But I do believe also that possibly because dinosaurs were so big then, why weren't the people bigger?
Weren't they
I
before
don't know.
people?
Well,
I don't know.
yeah,
it's like
they were. Well,
they'll
yeah, I think they were before.
supposedly-
Yeah, they were before
They
people.
were, but there's cave drawings of them throwing their spears at them, stuff like that, hunting them.
like
Really?
for woolly mammoths, I think there are.
Woolly mammoths, yeah, that used
Which
to
are
be
like
one
the
of my
size of
favorites.
elephants. I don't know if there's
They're bigger
you know
than
like
elephants.
I don't think like the T Rex and
I don't think
people
they
we
were
didn't live
prey.
in that.
They
Yeah, we
were
didn't-
not prey.
we did not live in the same era.
I wonder
Yeah.
if
And mice have been the same size for centuries. So it's like I
As
don't
far
think
as you know.
Well, They didn't all of a sudden get killed off and then grow back super small.
Yeah.
See the woolly mammoth. I gotta see how big.
Yeah,
they are
like
now.
not everything was big and we're just shrinking. It's just like we're just different species. Like humans, we weren't huge, but I think we were taller. Well, I think we were shorter. I don't know, whatever. I don't.
Because I
think we were shorter.
most recently I think we were shorter,
Yeah.
but I have to wonder because I can't imagine that the Vikings were 5 foot tall.
If they were all 5 foot tall, it didn't matter.
Yeah. If everyone was 5 foot tall. I don't know.
Because Vikings are always portrayed as huge,
Huge.
right?
Yeah.
But if they got to America first, then they would be bigger than.
Yeah, but also pioneer women are always portrayed on TV as super hot, and that is not the case.
I bet they smelled
Same
bad.
logic.
I bet they smell terrible. Like, you see like Tombstone or whatever these shows are, and they're like these hot cowboy and girl in real life, I bet it was just a sewage factory down
Same
there.
way
Just
as
disgusting.
oh my God, same way we've talked about the Greeks and Romans.
Yeah,
And,
just
what was the name of that show? Blood and Sand was
no,
one of the episode seasons.
It was called something Spartacus. Blood and Sand.
Spartacus. That's a great series, TV series. But yeah, he pointed that out.
It underlines the fact of what we're saying. It's like these people would just constantly, they would make out and they all had abs and it was like just intercourse everywhere. And
Similar to Game of Thrones.
Exactly like Game of Thrones.
But yet they had outdoor latrines that were open to everybody.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Right.
No sewage system. There's no indoor plumbing.
Right, so you're literally pooping in a hole, and then you go over and have sex in the corner. It's not happening.
Yeah.
And you're hot. No, I bet it was just so
it's
gross.
shocking that there was any reproduction. I mean,
Yeah. Impressive, honestly.
Yeah, it's very impressive on both sides.
Yeah.
oh my God, the desire had to be high.
As it is today.
Right.
As it is today.
Right? There we go. Oh my God, we've covered a lot.
Boy, that was an impactful episode.
Yes, it was.
All right, well, congratulations on being here.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank
Back
you.
Bring
to
it back home.
Right, to bring it back
Full
to
circle, baby.
Right, very full
Yes.
circle.
Thanks for having me on.
You bet.
All right, so go in the show notes. You can click Get Your Sweet Stock Tickets. Do that now. And text us at 402-403-9478 with any questions. Thanks for listening.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Hurrdat Media Production.